Many dog owners believe their dog has separation anxiety. And sometimes that's true. But in many cases, what looks like separation anxiety is actually something slightly different. And that difference matters a lot. Because if you're trying to solve the wrong problem, your training may never really work. That's one of the biggest reasons owners say things like, "I tried crate training. I tried leaving for short periods. I tried calming routines. But nothing changed." So today, I want to explain one important idea. Your dog may not be dealing with classic separation anxiety. Your dog may be struggling with isolation distress instead. They look similar on the surface, but they are not the same. And if you confuse them, your whole approach can go in the wrong direction. Let's make this simple. Separation anxiety usually means the dog is distressed because of separation from a specific attachment figure. In other words, it's not just about being alone. It's about being away from you, or from one particular person. That dog may be completely calm if another trusted person stays in the home. But if that one person leaves, the distress starts. That's why some dogs seem fine with one family member, but panic when another one leaves. Now let's talk about isolation distress. Isolation distress is different. These dogs are not always reacting to one specific person leaving. They're reacting to being alone, or to the loss of social presence. That means the dog may feel much better if any person is there. Sometimes even another familiar animal can change the response. So the key question becomes, is the dog panicking because you left? Or is the dog panicking because no one is there? That difference changes everything. And this is where many owners get stuck, because the signs can look very similar. Pacing, whining, barking, scratching at the door, panting, restlessness, destructive chewing, not settling after departure. All of these can happen in both situations. So if the signs look similar, how do you start telling the difference? The first thing to look at is the pattern. What exactly triggers the distress? If your dog is distressed only when one person leaves, it leans towards separation anxiety. If it's whenever they're alone, it's isolation distress. If the dog settles when any human remains in the house, that's a strong clue that the problem may be isolation-based. This is why observation matters more than labels. Owners often say, "My dog has separation anxiety," but they mean upset when left. That's also why training can fail. If you assume the issue is classic separation anxiety, but it's isolation distress, your plan may be too narrow. You may focus too much on attachment cues or one-person desensitization, when the real issue is broader social isolation. On the other hand, if you assume it's just boredom or bad behavior, you may completely miss the emotional component. This is especially important if your dog starts showing early signs before you even leave. Some dogs become tense when you pick up your keys. Some follow you from room to room. Some begin lip-licking, panting, yawning, or pacing during pre-departure cues. Those signs matter, because stress often starts before the door closes. So what should you do if you're not sure? Start by observing patterns, not guessing labels. Ask yourself, does my dog panic when one specific person leaves? Or only when completely alone? Does the dog settle if another human stays? Does the dog react before departure? Or only after the house becomes empty? Does the behavior look like frustration, boredom, or panic? And one of the most useful things you can do is record your departures. Even a simple phone video can reveal a lot. Because what owners imagine is happening, and what the dog is actually doing, can be very different. Sometimes the dog is not misbehaving. Sometimes the dog is overwhelmed. And that changes how you should respond. The goal is not to punish the behavior. The goal is to understand the trigger. Once you understand it, your plan becomes effective, and much more fair to the dog. So if your training isn't working, it doesn't always mean you're failing. Sometimes it means the label is wrong, And if the label is wrong, the plan is often wrong too. If you want more veterinary-informed videos about dog stress, behavior, and calmer routines, follow the channel.